So in this webinar, our broad agenda would be to cover the salient features of GSTR 3B returns and what are the prerequisites for filing of GSTR 3B returns, what are the main contents which are to be, taxpayers should be keep in hand while filing GSTR 3B. And we will discuss about the resolution of common issues which are being faced by the taxpayers regarding filing of GSTR 3B. And I would also try to cover in this session the new functionalities which are available on the GST portal. And I will update you on the latest law side, which some notifications have been issued recently by CBEC. So to start with, GSTR 3B is a return mandated in the circumstances when the time limit for furnishing of details in Form GSTR 1 and GSTR 2 have been extended. So in that case, it is required to file GSTR 3B. And in this case, when the due dates of furnishing of GSTR 1 and 2 have been extended for the month of July and August by the government recently. So the rule 61(5) of CGST rule specifies that in such situation, GSTR 3B is required to be filed by the taxpayers. And in normal course, suppose the GSTR 1 and 2 would have been filed, then while filing the GSTR 3, Part A should have been auto-populated from the filled up entries of GSTR 1 and GSTR 2. And only the payment details need to be declared in GSTR 3 and filed. So, but in this case, for the month of July, many taxpayers have not filed GSTR 1 and are still in filing GSTR 2, in process of filing GSTR 2. And for the month of July onwards, there is extension of due dates of GSTR 1 and 2. So in this case, the GSTR 3B is required to be filed by the taxpayers, and all the entries need to be entered as in the return format. So I will further elaborate what are the entries which need to be elaborated. So in nutshell, GSTR 3B is a summary declaration of the taxable value and taxes paid on the outward supplies and taxes paid on supplies which are subject to reverse charge by the taxpayer. So it would also have details of the input tax credit which the taxpayer has availed, and it would also cover the reversal and ineligible ITC which is to be made by the taxpayer at the time of furnishing the GSTR 3B return. And after that, the taxpayer can discharge its liability, taking into account what is the eligible amount of input tax credit available to it, and by paying in cash the balance amount, if we choose so. So where a form, this is being repeated, so I will not go into it, but it is to be filed mandatorily by all normal taxpayers by the 20th of subsequent month or by the notified dates. Recently, the dates have been extended, and I will come to that in the later part of my presentation. So there are stipulations that even if there is no business activity, but the taxable persons should file nil GSTR 3B return. So there is no exemption for filing return of GSTR 3B, even if there are no business activities. Late fee and interest would be applicable as provisioned, but recently, up to the month of September, for July, August, and September, the late fee has been waived off by the government for late filing of GSTR 3B. There are two main modes by which that taxpayers can file their GSTR 3B. They can file it online, and they can also use the offline tool available at GST portal. The offline tool for preparing GSTR 3B is available in the download section at GST portal. and it can also be filed through GST Suvidha providers. So here the main format of GSTR 3B, what the nature of entries to be made, which would cover that the outward taxable supplies which are other than zero rated, nil rated, and exempted. It means all the taxable supplies provided by the registered person have to be the details are to be entered. And in column B, outward taxable supplies which are zero rated, which the tax has not been paid by the taxpayer, are to be entered. Similarly, in other column, the nil rated and exempted products value and other details are to be given. And non-GST outward supplies are to be entered in the format also, while filing a GSTR 3B. So in other columns, supply made to unregistered persons, the supplies made to composition taxable persons, and supplies made to UIN holders details are to be furnished in the relevant column of GSTR 3B. And in other part, the taxpayer is to enter what amount of input tax credit is available. In case the input tax credit is not available in full and is available in part, the taxpayer is to declare those details while filling up the section pertaining to eligible ITC. It may be relevant. It may be ITC available on the import of goods, or on import of services, or on inward supplies received by the taxpayer which are liable to reverse charge. So if there are certain inward supplies from ISD, input services distributor, these are to be also mentioned. And the taxpayer has also to enter the details what amount of input tax credit he is to reverse under Rule 42 and 43 of CGST rules. I would elaborate further that Rule 42 and 43 of CGST rules pertains to the reversal of ITC credit in respect of inputs and capital goods respectively, when a part of that is used for non-business purpose. So there is formula prescribed in Rule 42 and 43. The taxpayers who have not utilized the specified inputs which are to be entered on which the credit is to be declared by them and availed by them in respect of inputs and capital goods exclusively for the business purpose or partly for non-business purpose, they have to calculate it as per the formula prescribed in Rule 42 and 43 of CGST rules and declare it as ITC reversed to be reversed. And after the net ITC available is the difference of the total ITC available minus the ITC which is liable to be reversed by the taxpayer. So it is computed by that, and it is after that the ineligible ITC as per Section 17.5. Section 17.5 of CGST Act contains certain supplies of services or categorically some goods which are used for that specified purpose on which, as detailed in Section 17.5, on which the input tax credit is not eligible. The taxpayer is not eligible to take input tax credit. So these are to be factored in while furnishing the details in GSTR 3B. So this section pertains to TDS and TCS credit. Presently, this is not being enabled because the government is yet to notify these provisions. So this the taxpayer is not to take any action in this sections table 6.2 of TDS and TCS credit. This is being disabled right now. So another section is that value of exempt, nil rated and non-GST inward supplies are to be entered by the taxpayer in the GSTR 3B. Here, one thing is important to mention that while calculating the value of taxable supplies, the taxpayer is advised to compute the value of taxable supplies by adding the value of invoices plus value of debit notes and it should be subtracted the value of credit notes which has been issued by the taxpayer, and the value of advances received for which the invoices have not been issued in the same month should be added while determining the value of taxable supplies. But in respect of some such advances on which in respect of which the invoices have been issued and supply has been made, these are to be deducted while computing the value of taxable supplies. So likewise, if there are details of advances as well as adjustment of same against invoices to be adjusted, and it should not be shown separately. It should be adjusted, and the composite figure should be shown in the net figure should be shown in the GSTR 3B relevant table. And if there are any amendments of any detail, it is the adjusted amount to be entered, and because there are no provisions for these adjustment to be shown separately in filing GSTR 3B. So there are some issues that taxpayers are complaining that while filing they have paid while filing the GSTR 3B, they have paid the taxes under different head, and sometimes they are having difficulty in discharging their liability. So the taxpayers are advised to go through there are certain ITC prioritization rules. So the prioritization rules specifies that you will be able to utilize the credit only in respect of the set formula for the utilization of ITC. So I would elaborate it that IGST credit, if available, is first utilized towards IGST, and then if the balance remains in respect of IGST credit, then it can be utilized against the CGST liability, and if there is still some balance remains, then it can be utilized against the SGST liability, in that order only. And in respect of CGST credit, first CGST credit should be utilized against the CGST liability, and then it can be utilized against the IGST liability. So it should be clear that CGST credit cannot be utilized against the discharge against the SGST liability. Likewise, if the balance is available in SGST credit, then first the SGST liability are to be discharged, and only then, after discharging SGST liability, only then the IGST liabilities can be discharged. And likewise, the CGST liability, CGST balance cannot be discharged against cannot be availed against the discharge of SGST liability, and likewise the balance lying against the SGST head cannot be utilized for the discharge of liability against the CGST payment. So basically there are two modes of signing. One is DSC, which is of class 2 or 3, which is mandatory to be affixed while filing in case of companies and LLPs. And for other classes, it is optional to file return through DSC. And the most common option is for filing return or other submissions for the taxpayer not filing into the category of companies and LLPs. And if they don't fall under this category, they can use the EVC, electronic verification code facility. In EVC, while opting for EVC, an OTP is received on the registered mobile of the authorized signatory with GSTN, which has to be entered. So to sum up, GSTR 3B is to be filed by the normal and casual taxpayers, and the normal due date is 20th of subsequent month, or if there are any extensions, it can be filed by the extended date. There are certain questions that people are asking regarding late fee. There are recent development in this. I will update you. I will surely update you on this. Please watch this webinar here. Thank you. And GSTR 3B is summary declaration of the taxable values and tax paid on outward supplies. It is the summary declaration of the taxable values tax paid on supplies subject to reverse charge. And also the exempt and non-taxable inward supplies details are to be entered. And further, the ITC availed and ITC input tax credit which is to be reversed, net ITC and ineligible ITC are to be details are to be entered by the taxpayer. And while discharging tax liability, the payments of tax are to be paid in full, and late fee and interest, if applicable, are to be paid. If late fee, if not exempted by the government. So there's recent development in late fee. I will update you in this presentation. I will cover it in this presentation. Please wait for that time. Okay. So if there are if there are late payment of tax from the specified date, the system will you will have to pay it with along with the interest at the specified rate. And until all that liabilities are not discharged in full, including the tax, late fee or interest as applicable, it you will not be able to file the GSTR 3B successfully. So this is the process how to file. I will also give a demo how to file through GSTR 3B through online and offline. But for the sake of information, you have to log in into the GST portal, GST website, www.gst.gov.in, using your user ID and password. And you have to go to services menu and then select return. And then you will have to select the tax period and month of month. And then from return dashboard, you have to select GSTR 3B tile. Okay, then you have to required to enter the details in each tile and press confirm. Here, one very important point is that while you are working on any particular tile of GSTR 3B, please, after entering the details in that tile, please save that tile. Please save each and every tile at the time after you work on it. And you can save the entries as many times as you require. And you are advised to make preview of all the details you have entered to check whether all the entries have been correctly filled in, or it needs certain modification. If you need certain modification, even after save, you will be able to modify it by going back to return and pressing on that relevant tile. You will be able to modify or edit that tile, the entries on that tile. But and after that also, you can have a preview of all the entries, and you can save the GSTR 3B return. But before submission, you should always check whether all the details are correct or not. If modifications required, please modify the same before clicking the submit tab, because after if you click the submit tab and GSTR 3B data and information which you have clicked would be freezed, and after submitting the submit tab, you will not be able to modify in case you have given any incorrect information in that. So always press preview and only before submitting you can modify. Please note at that point, because many taxpayers have made this mistake while entering filing the GSTR 3B, and they have they may face a lot of inconvenience if they don't follow the required process of filing GSTR 3B. So only if all the entries are correct, I'm repeating, only if you can view from the summary, from preview, that all entries are correct, only then press the submit tab. And after submitting of tab, the payment tab will be enabled, and you can view what amount, what balances are there, are available there in respect of the electronic cash and credit ledgers maintained at the portal. Okay, so you can also view in respect of which minor and major head what balance are available. So if there are requirement to be made, there are payment to be made, cash payment to be made. So you should prepare the challan for the requisite amount. And after payment, your cash ledger would be automatically balance would be updated and auto populated. And you can offset the liability. You have to enter the liabilities, in what ratio or up in what extent you are paying your discharging your tax liability, what portion by ITC and what portion by cash payment by utilization of balance available in cash ledger, electronic cash ledger available to you. So you will have to press offset liability tab to discharge the liabilities. And after entering the correct values, you can liabilities, you can offset your liabilities. And when and in this case, two things are important to mention. On those supplies which the taxpayer is liable to, in those inward supplies on which the taxpayer is liable to pay under the reverse charge mechanism, these liabilities are to be discharged in cash. So this is an important point. Please note it, that in respect of the inward supplies which are liable to be paid by the receiver taxpayer on reverse charge mechanism, these liabilities are to be discharged in cash only, and you can not utilize your ITC balance towards discharge of liability against reverse charge mechanism. So this is to be paid in cash. Also, the late fee and interest, these are also to be paid in cash. For balance, for remaining liability, you can utilize the uh, balance available in your input tax credit to the extent of the balance available, and remaining is to be paid by cash. So when once you offset the liabilities by filling up appropriate amount in the relevant columns, then when you're satisfied, you can press offset liability tab, and your liabilities will be discharged. And once the liabilities are offset, you will have to press the file return menu. And filing return is, you have to select the authorized signatory, and using DSC or EVC, you will be able to file GSTR 3B return. So I will update you that for the month of July, as on 15th of November, as many as 57.67 lakhs taxpayers have filed GSTR 3B for the month of July. And this figure is 55.90 lakhs. That means 55.90 lakhs taxpayers have filed GSTR 3B for the month of August, and for the month of September, 51.14 taxpayers have filed successfully filed the GSTR 3B, and is the process is still going on for the month of October. And uh, as on 15th of November, as many as 11.25 lakhs have been taxpayers have filed their GSTR 3B. There are recent developments, so people may might have been waiting for the clarity on the late fee. So I will elaborate this portion for the convenience of taxpayers, so that they would be able to file GSTR 3B within the specified date. So there are common issues which have been reported to the GST help desk and through the social media accounts of GST, which we face, that sometimes there are mistakes in entering data and realizing the mistake after submit. So my advice is the proper uh, the proper way to address this problem, that you have to observe utmost care, because it is your data. System doesn't know what data, whether you are entering the wrong data or the right data. So it is your data. You have to take utmost caution while filling up, that the data is correct and complete while filling up any information. So, sometime I will further elaborate कि if certain common mistakes are there and the GSTR 3B has been submitted by the taxpayer. So there is no current remedy available, but I would like to share with you that we are on the mandate of government. The GSTN is working on a edit facility for in respect of the GSTR 3B returns in which have been filed successfully, but there has been certain error in that. So we can expect functionality for editing the data soon. So stay tuned to the GST portal for the updates. So another common mistake is that the inward supplies which are subject to reverse charge, they are being shown under the incorrect tab against the entries are made against the incorrect tab. So at that time, since these are to be shown in the uh, taxable supplies column, because the receiver taxpayer is liable to pay on inward supplies also, which are subject to reverse charge. So these liabilities are to be discharged in cash. And one more thing, the liabilities which are to be discharged in cash, on which the taxpayer will be able to uh, avail ITC credit in the same month. The another issue is whether the it will be available in the same month or further. It can be availed if uh, it can be uh, it will be availed in the same month on which it is paid, and it can be shown accordingly in the GSTR 3B return. So some issues are there that taxpayers complain that they could not avail the ITC on reverse charge. So if you have not availed the reverse ITC on reverse charge, you can and you have paid ITC on reverse charge, you can now claim it in GSTR. You can make an adjustment entry while entering the ITC details on GSTR 3B in relevant tab. If you have not claimed, but uh, that should be paid only after the 1st July, the only in the GST era only, not prior to that. And these are the certain issues which the taxpayers are uh, facing, for which the resolution is being suggested. So another issue is that the taxpayer is registered in the month of has been issued the registration in the month of August, but since in normal category it is to be registered within the 30 days of being liable for paying tax. So it might have applied in the month of July, but registration was issued in the month of August. So in that case, the taxpayers are a bit certain taxpayers are a bit confused that in return dashboard the only the return of August is being displayed and not the month of July, because they were not registered in the month of July. So I would like to emphasize that in the first return itself, which you are filing after issuance of GST registration, GST ID, you please incorporate all the details of taxable supplies made by you, even if it pertains to the prior period of the, suppose you are being issued registration in August and you have made certain supplies in July, then you should include it in the month in while filing the return of month of August. It should be included in your first return as per the GST provisions. So there were certain issues that some taxpayers, while filing the taxpayers, had entered wrong amount and filed it. So for the month of July, it was provisioned that they could have reset their the entries in their return. But from the month of July onwards, there is no such thing. For August and onwards, there is no such thing available in at present at GST portal. But we are working for a modalities for a edit option in case the certain entries are filled wrongly by the taxpayer in the file return. So it is in the making, and we stay tuned to the GST portal for the update. Update, you can have information shortly in this matter. So, but I still advise, why to wait for edit facility? Please take utmost caution. Please take utmost care. You can save your entries in as many times as you like, but you cannot edit once the submit button is pressed. So please take utmost care while filing GSTR 3B return. There are certain issues relating to Tran 1. So I would like to emphasize that if Tran 1 need to be filed within the stipulated time, and if taxpayer has submitted it as but not filed it, then he may face certain challenges in filing GSTR 3B. So if you are liable to file Tran 1 and you have saved certain entries in is Tran 1, then you will have to uh, file Tran 1. And likewise, if the previous month return is not filed, the return for further month cannot be filed in GST portal. So this is regarding offline utility and Excel based. There are certain questions also in Q&A section. I would definitely like to answer your queries. The Excel based GSTR 3B offline utility is available in the download section. So if you want to prepare your GSTR 3B return without using connection, once you download the offline utility, the latest version you should which is available in the GSTR portal. So all the details are same in the Excel template provided in the GST portal. So the offline tool has certain special features to help taxpayers in return preparation. First, when you download the utility, you have to extract the Excel template, and please note that you will have to clear if there are any entries. So you have to clear the previous entries and reset it, and you will have to also enable the macros. आपको macros you will have to enable the macros by clicking on the tab on the top right corner of the template. And please note that you are required to file that template only which you download from the offline tool, because even if you are using the same format of Excel template, you may face certain challenges, because in the template provided in the offline tool at GST portal, there are certain inbuilt validation. So please use only that template which is being provided in the GST offline tool. And if certain table data entered in certain cell face validation, a comment field would be able with the help text on validation failure. So on every sheet you have to enter data and validate each and every sheet. And once your validation is successful, it means that all entered detail have been validated successfully. And if the validation has failed, if there are certain validation error, you please check on those errors and modify it in the template itself. Then you will be able to generate a file. When the all the validations complete, it will generate a JSON file. Then For upload, JSON will be generated if the worksheet has been successfully validated by the taxpayer. So again, you will have to validate and generate JSON file, and you will have to upload that generated JSON file on GST portal. I will give a demo of that in my presentation. So some precautions that your the utility which you should be latest as available on from the GST portal. You will have to first clear all the previous data, enter the GSTN, and select the return financial return period. Enter the legal name of, you will have to enter the because you are working offline, so you will have to enter the legal name and the applicable month, and that your GSTN ID. All the details are same as I covered in my presentation, so I will not duplicate it, but still you can view this presentation. You can download it from the KMS section of NEGD. You will have to click www.kms.negd.in, and when you select the GST webinar, you will be able to see, view, and download all the presentations which are being used in our various webinars, which are available on NEGD website. So and moreover, there are some recent development, like CBC has issued some notifications. Most of it I would which relates to the GSTR 3B. There are certain notification number 55/2017 issued by CBC yesterday, that is on 15th of November 2017. There are some small changes in CGST rules, and there are some for refund applications, some manual forms are also being provided. And in white notification number 56/2017, it is very important. Please, for filing GSTR 3B, it is very important that government has cleared that till March 2018, every dealer, irrespective of turnover, required to file GSTR 3B with due payment of tax and interest and penalty, as the case may be. And in notification, in due date is mentioned from January to March is 20th of next month. And in respect of GSTR 1, there are two categories. There are recent development in GSTR for furnishing of GSTR 1 also. In respect of the taxpayers whose aggregate turnover are for up to 1.5 crore. Those notification number 57/2017, the government has given timeline for to file GSTR 1. That is for period July to September. It is 31st of December 2017. For the month of October to December, it is 15th of February 2017. And for January to March, it is 30th of April 2018. But please note that it applies only to the taxpayers whose aggregate turnover is up to rupees 1.5 crore. And for taxpayers whose turnover is more than 1.5 crore, the CBC wide notification number 58/2017, dated 15/11/2017, the time limit is as under. For these taxpayers who have turnover of more than 1.5 crore, they are required to file July to GSTR 1 for July to October 2017 by 31st of December. And for November 2017 to for month of November 2017, they can file by 10th of January. And for the month of December 2017, GSTR 1 can be filed by 10th of February 2017. Likewise, the due date has been notified to file GSTR 4 for composition dealers who have opted composition scheme. It is being extended till 24th of December 2017. for the month period of July to September quarter return. Earlier, it was 15th of November 2017. And likewise, for furnishing GST ITC4 is a quarterly return which is to be filed by the manufacturer in respect of goods sent to job worker and received back. So ITC4 date has also been extended. It can be filed by 31st of December for the quarter July to September. And the important aspect is that there are revision of late fee. So by notification number 64/2017 dated by 15/11/2017, just yesterday, the CBC has prescribed that for the month of July to September, the late fee for filing of GSTR 3B has been waived completely for the month of July to September. But for the month of October and onwards, government has pruned this amount a bit. So for the it has been ₹25 per day per act. So if you if a taxpayer for the month of suppose October does not file the GSTR 3B by the due date, he is liable to pay late fee. Late fee is ₹25 per day per act. That is, you will be liable to pay ₹25 for CGST Act and ₹25 for SGS under SGST Act for each day of delay from the prescribed date. But in case your tax liability is nil and return is nil for that period, then the late fee would be charged only ₹10 per day. That is ₹10 per as CGST under CGST Act and ₹10 under SGST Act. So I would repeat it that late fee for filing GSTR 3B for July, August and September has been waived. And those who have already paid late fee at the time of filing their GSTR 3B return, there are provisions for recrediting their ledgers of the amount which they have paid the late fee to the extent only. So if a taxpayer has paid the late fee at the time of filing GSTR 3B for the month of July, August and September, if the taxpayer has already paid this amount will be recredited into its ledger. And there's one more clarity. It will not be recredited into the late fee account. It will be recredited into your tax account. So there should be no confusion. And for late fee has been reduced from ₹100 per day to ₹10 per day from October 2000 onwards, in case there is no tax liability, and ₹25 per day. So it will be ₹25 per day per act. Matlab, it will be in total, it will be ₹50 if there is tax was payable and the return was GSTR 3B was filed late for the month of October and onwards. So this is the latest update in respect of the late fee payment. Now there arises one question. The government, all those who have paid late fee for filing GSTR 3B for the month of July and August and September, those who have paid late fee and filed their return, this I am repeating, this amount will be recredited in their ledger against the tax head. So they can utilize it against the once it is updated in their cash ledger against the tax head, they can utilize it for further discharge of their liability for further period. So now I will dwell upon the GST portal updates. Recently, a form GST ITC 4 has been provided to manufacturers to intimate details of goods, capital goods sent to job worker and received back. It is a quarterly statement to be furnished by them. And in respect of if the taxpayer has paid an amount, but the payment is not being reflected in their cash ledger, then there are certain functionality. It is called form GST PMT 07. So it is for intimating discrepancy related to payment. It is available on GST portal. And recently, the facility to revise Tran 1 has been enabled on GST portal. But there are at present there are certain inbuilt restrictions in it. So the first is the facility to revise form Tran 1 has been enabled to taxpayers. Those who have already filed Tran 1 prior to 9th of November 2017. So only those taxpayers who have filed Tran 1 prior to 9th of November 2017, they can revise their Tran 1. But there is again one situation. If such revision is resulting in downward credit, the taxpayer should be able to revise and file. But if a taxpayer has wrongly entered the amount of ITC available to him in the Tran 1 and it resulted in higher amount than what was available to him, then in that case he should have sufficient balance in his credit ledger at that time, resulting in that he has not utilized that not available amount, ineligible amount towards payment of tax facility. So but in this case also, the edit facility, we are working on it, the edit facility will be provided shortly. It may also be noted that Tran 1 can be revised only once, and the date for revising Tran 1 is extended. It can be revised till 31st of December 2017. There is another update on that. Those taxpayers who are filing Tran 1 for the first time, now they will not be able to revise it immediately. So for those taxpayers who are filing Tran 1 currently, the edit facility is not being provided to them. But the functionality to revise the Tran 1 for those who do not fulfill this criteria, this will be provided shortly. So another functionality is there that for migrated taxpayer, if they have not, they have given registration and they found that they are not liable to be registered under the GST regime, so they can apply for cancellation of their registration by filling up form GST REG 29. There is functionality available for the taxpayers. So for this, but the condition is that they should not have issued the tax invoices for that. If a taxpayer who has issued tax invoices and made some supplies of provision of taxable goods and or services, then and if he doesn't want to carry, then there is another different functionality that is called GST REG 16 available to them. It is not in the it will be filed separately in that case. So but in case when a migrated taxpayer is registered and he is not liable to be registered under the GST regime, and he has not issued any taxable invoices, nor uh, uh, provided any supply of goods or taxable goods or services in the regime so far, then he can apply for cancellation of provisional certificate. It is available in the profile in his dashboard. He has to log in to the GST dashboard, and in profile section, the cancellation functionality is available, and he should fill up the form and sign and submit it. And one recent functionality is also available to the exporters who have paid GST on their export of goods and or services. So if the exporters have paid the tax on goods or services, if there are certain entries to be entered in table 6A, but since the GSTR1 GSTR1 of period August and onwards are yet to be filed, so a functionality has been provided in the form of table 6A of form GSTR1. So this functionality will be named as table 6A of form GSTR1. Even if you have not filed the GSTR1 for the month of August and onwards, the taxpayer, if it has paid the tax on the exports, then this functionality is available on the return dashboard. The taxpayer can access their return dashboard at GST portal, and for the month of August and onwards, they have to fill up these details. Again, there is also there you have voluminous data to be entered in respect of exports. Then as offline utilities, also you can also file it off by using after offline utility, and also you can file it online for month of August 2017 onwards. The taxpayer can file the table 6A of form GSTR1 functionality available to them on GST return dashboard. And once you file this data, you need not file this data in table 6A or while filing GSTR1. But again, there's one condition that before doing this, you might have filed the GSTR1 for the month of July. If you have filed GSTR1 for the month of July, you can use the functionality available on your return dashboard as table 6A of form GSTR1, and you can use it for filing the details of your export goods on which you have paid tax for the month of August 2017 and onwards. And there is another recent development that form GSTR4 in offline utility has also been provided, and the composition dealer can file their GSTR4. And there is important point to mention that taxpayers who have opted for composition scheme from beginning will be able to file form GSTR4 on the portal. But those who have opted in for composition scheme later, they have to file GSTR1, 2, and GSTR1 for the part period. They may wait because they will enable GST portal. On GST portal, the facility will be available to them soon. And there is another update. The dashboard, the certain taxpayers are facing some issues in respect of their return dashboard. If they have opted in or opted out of return of composition scheme after 16th of August, then in case of certain taxpayers, the proper dashboard is not being shown. but the dashboard will be made available shortly to the taxpayers who have opted out from the composition scheme by filing intimation in form GST CMP 04, stating the effective date of withdrawal between 1st July to September 30th of September. Now, another recent development is that the taxpayer can opt in or opt out anytime. So, if a taxpayer is opts for composition levy, subject to the restrictions and conditions as prescribed in the law, if he is eligible otherwise as per rules also and procedure also, and have opted for for paying tax under composition levy, then he can opt it by using the functionality available on GST portal, and this will be effective from the first day of the next month. I would take some questions now. Mr. Sanjay Lodha has asked how to rectify mistakes in GSTR 3B after submission of returns. Sanjay sir, I have already advised, and it was very much mentioned in all the relevant instructions at the time of filing, that you cannot, at present, there is no facility to rectify mistakes in from GSTR 3B if you have submitted the same. So, but soon we are providing this facility for one-time edit of mistakes. It is in the offing, and please stay tuned for the update on this matter. Okay. Sagar Chevele Saab has asked, please provide facility for revision of this chart. It is in the offing. I will take only those questions which are relevant to the subject of this webinar. Nivedita Salunke has asked that ITC claim to Tran 1 like excise duty, VAT form, how it is claimed against CGST and SGST in GSTR 3B. It cannot be claimed under GSTR 3B. You have to file Tran 1 for that. Once you have successfully filed the Tran 1, it will be auto-populated in your credit ledger, and only then you can utilize it for discharge of your tax liability. Venkata Subramanyam Venukota sir has asked that IGST credit erroneously taken in July 2017 GSTR 3B return. Kindly resolve. Yeah, friends, at present, after submission of return, you cannot change your entries in that return, but at facility, edit facility is in the offing, and it will be provided shortly for the GSTR 3B return, which contains the incorrect particular. But still, I advise you to take utmost caution before pressing the submit button. So, all the entries which have been made in GSTR 3B, because you can update it in your annual return. Till you file your annual return. So if a certain mistake has been carried out in a return, you can be able to rectify it after getting the edit facility, or by till the time you file your annual return, you have to refer to relevant rules in this regard. With cash validation error are it happens. Sanjay Amarnani sir has asked cash validation error, that cash validation error is in your case might be due to the fact that you are trying to discharge the tax liability on account of reverse uh, reverse charge mechanism. But all liabilities which are liable to be paid under reverse charge mechanism are to be paid in cash only. Only after paying in cash, you can avail credit of that amount paid. Vinod Kadam sir has asked, I have wrongly paid amount under had cess in challan. Please let me know how can I get refund for this amount and which is shows in my cash credit. Why I cannot adjust against SGST, CGST liability since it was paid under cess. Sir, there are certain procedures for settlement of taxes between the center and state government. Settlement, it is to be settled against the required formula. But the interchange of the tax paid under various heads is not possible under the present regime. But still, if you have paid a wrong amount under the head and it is available, you can claim refund for the same. You are advised to pay your liability, your discharge your liability, and if there are certain cash is available in your balance, you can file a claim of refund for that. Both all the questions are repeated, so I am not covering the questions which I have covered in my presentation or in my reply given earlier. Which will be furnished under non-GST invert supply. Invert supply details for non-GST items. Suppose if you have taken some supplies, you have purchased some goods or uh, provided some service or received some services, any activity which doesn't fall under the GST law, it will be which are not covered under the GST provisions, it will be furnished under that non-GST supply. Yes, Sheikh K has asked offset the CGST liability before cross utilization of IGST credit against SGST. This is the error. So Sheikh sir, I have already covered this aspect. There are certain prioritization rules that in your case, if you have a balance in CGST liability, so then you have to discharge first from CGST liability, and then it can be the remaining balance can be utilized for payment of IGST liability. But CGST liability cannot be availed against CGST balance cannot be utilized against the SGST liability. So please, this is not the error. This is the prioritization rule. Please take the necessary action while filing GSTR 3B. Omission, Ravindran Venkateswaran sir has asked that omission of IGST purchases ITC not entered in GSTR 3B. Sir, if it is available to you and you are eligible for it and you comply with all the relevant provisions, you can take it in the return of further period. For the final GSTR 3B October date, the due date is, the final date is 20th of November. So this is very important question. Mr. Asad Ali Sheikh has asked that what is the final date for submission of GSTR 3B for the month of October. Please note that you have to file GSTR 3B for the month of October by 20th of November. So please file your return in time. Due date and extension time provided in the GST for filing GST return, I have covered in my presentation. Sudhir Agrawal sir has asked that I have to pay ₹1,200 at late fee for September return without my fault. GST site did not allow me. Sir, this GST portal is available 24/7. So please make sure that you file make all your compliances related to GST on GST portal well within time. And for September return, as I have already told, that late fee for late filing of GSTR 3B has already been waived. And if you have paid, sir, it will be recredited in your ledger. Rest assured. Similar questions which I have already replied. Kasaba Reddy has asked, Magas late fee. Please make sure that late fee is not a penalty. Penalty head is separate. So late fee which the taxpayer has paid at the time of filing GSTR 3B for the month of July, August, and September. So it will be in most cases it has been recredited into the ledger. And if not done so far, it will be recredited to the ledger very soon. Your charger, I need. So I think you are welcome with your questions, sir. And I would like to emphasize at the end of my presentation that Goods and Service Tax Network has various social media channels by which you can connect with us. We are, please follow us, like us on Facebook. We have a Facebook account in the name of GST System India. In Facebook account, we usually provide all the troubleshooting tips. And we are also on YouTube, all the recordings of our various webinars on the GST portal applications in different languages. All the recordings are available on our YouTube channel. So we have provided the YouTube channel also, and most of them, all the relevant portal applications, these are available for the guidance of taxpayers also. And we are also on Twitter for questions relating to portal application, and for any queries you can connect with us at our Twitter handle at Ask GS Tech. So this is all from me, from Pankaj Arora, from GSTN as on date. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you. Please stay tuned. For the latest updates on GST portal. Please keep checking the news section and advisories on GST website, that is www.gst.gov.in. Thank you very much, viewers. And also, I also thank the CEO of GSTN, Mr. Prakash Kumar sir, and the top management, including Ms. Kajal Singh and Mr. Rajiv Agrawal, and all my seniors for this opportunity. It was a pleasure to connect with you, to be a part of the resolution of the issues being faced. I hope you would find it useful. Thank you very much. It's all from me. Thank you. Jai Hind.